Assalamualaikum and a very good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting a study titled Exploring Learning and Diversity in Higher Education Insight from the VAC Model. My team member is Dr. Ani Munira and Encik Muhammad Rizal Safar. So this study was conducted in the context of Malaysian higher education, where universities are increasingly challenged by learning diversity, digitalization, and changing student expectation. The presentation will cover the background of the study, the research problem, methodology, findings, and the implications for teaching practice. In recent decades, higher education institutions have become more diverse in students' cultural background, learning abilities, and academic experiences. The diversity creates challenges for educators who must ensure that teaching remains effective, inclusive, and academically rigorous. One way to address this diversity is through the understanding of learning style. Among the various learning style framework, the VAC model is one of the most widely used. It categorizes learners into four sensory modalities, which are visual, auditory, learning and reading, writing and reading, and kinesthetic. The model is particularly popular because it is simple, practical, and easy to apply in the classroom. Although the VAC model is widely applied in university, its theoretical and empirical validity remain contested. Some studies suggest that aligning teaching with learning style improve engagement, while others report little impact on academic performance. In Malaysia, this issue become more significant because universities serve students from different ethnic, cultural and educational background. At the same time, Malaysian universities are rapidly expanding online and blended learning approaches. However, there are limited local evidence showing how Malaysian students' learning style relate to their preferred learning methods and learning times. This can make it difficult for educators to design evidence-based teaching strategies. The study was conducted to address this gap. Specifically, it aims to achieve several objectives. The first one is to identify what learning style distribution among Malaysian undergraduates. Objective 2, to examine student preferred learning methods. Objective 3, examine preferred learning time. And objective 4, to explore implication for course design and scheduling. This study adopted a quantitative cross-sectional survey design which is suitable for describing learning preferences within a defined population. The sample consisted of 84 undergraduate students from a Malaysian public university selected through convenient sampling across different academic programs. Data was collected using a structured questionnaire with the three sections. The first section collected demographic information, the second used the standard questionnaire to identify learning style, and the third section measured preferred learning method and learning aims. So the data were analyzed using descriptive analysis, percentage, and cross-tabulation. The findings showed a strong dominance of usual learner. More than half of the students, specifically 52.4%, preferred learning through graph, chart, diagram, and visual materials. The second largest group was reading and writing learners at 29.8%, indicating a strong preference for text-based learning such as notes, books, and written materials. Auditory learner accounted for 9.5%, while kinesthetic learner made up only 8.3%. This means that more than 80% of students preferred visual or text-based learning modes. When students were asked about their preferred learning method, nearly half of them preferred traditional face-to-face lectures. Online synchronous learning, which referred to live online classes, was preferred by about one-fifth of the students. In-class activities such as group discussion and games were chosen by about 15%, while online asynchronous learning was the least preferred. Overall, about two-thirds of students preferred physical classroom-based learning, while about one-third preferred online learning mode. A very clear pattern emerged in terms of learning time. Almost 70% of students preferred morning classes between 8:30 and 11:30 a.m. Interestingly, the second most popular was midnight study, which indicates that a notable group of students studied late at night. Afternoon and early morning were the least preferred. These results suggest that cognitive readiness and daily routine strongly influence learning effectiveness. So the dominance of visual learner align with international studies in higher education. Modern university rely heavily on PowerPoint slide, diagram, and digital media, which may reinforce visual learning preferences. The high proportions of reading and writing learner reflect the assessment culture of university, which is based on textbook, written assignment, and examination. The relatively low number of auditory and kinesthetic learners may indicate the current teaching process are more passive and less activity-based. The strong preferred for face-to-face learning suggests that despite digitalization, physical interaction remains important for students' engagement. Based on this finding, several recommendations can be made, which is the first one, teaching should be multimodal. Learn, lecturer or instructors should integrate visual material, written text, discussion, and hands-on activity rather than relying on a single mode. The second one, what should be used flexibly, not a rigid classifications of students. The third one, university should adopt blended learning approaches that combine face-to-face and online method. And finally, important classes should be scheduled in the morning when most students are cognitively prepared to learn. Therefore, in conclusion, this study demonstrates that Malaysian undergraduates predominantly prefer visual and reading-based learning, while strong inclination towards face-to-face instruction and morning classes. This finding support the needs for inclusive, evidence-based, and flexible teaching strategies, while learning styles can guide instructional planning. Effective education require balance, multimodal pedagogy that accommodates diverse learner. That's all from me. Thank you so much for listening.